So where have I been? Hello, this is Olivia Johnson from 12 2 Productions. A lot of y'all don't even know that I have my own production company, but yes, I do. So now you know. So this is a introduction. Hello, how are you doing? Nice to meet you. Yes, so where have I been? I have been healing. I took like 8 years off from independent filmmaking. My last film was 2014's Hoodie. Um, I needed much, much needed time to get through the shifts that my life went through during those 8 years. Going into Hoodie, I had two other short films under my belt, but I also was in the works to begin my first feature length film, which was titled "What About Scott." Um, so I had a lot going on, and then stuff happened. Life happened, and I could not focus all of that attention onto filmmaking. Filmmaking takes a lot out of me because of how I do things. And so I did. I had to take all that time off just to get back to what I love doing, back to stable ground, so I can do what I need to do and be cool with it. So, yes, that is where I have been. I have been out here living and healing and doing all the things. So, the concept for Phoenix Rise happened by accident. I'd love to say it was a happy accident, and now I guess it is, but at the time, I was not in a happy place. During those, 2014 to 2000 and like 20 or 2013 to 2020 was not a good time for Livy at all. No, absolutely not. So, but once I got to LA and I was able to really hyper focus on, therapy and getting the cognitive wheels and synapses firing again in a healthy way, um, I started looking at all this footage that I had, and I was like, hold up, this is a whole movie. So I've been just tinkering with it, and getting it ready, taking my time with it. It's been very cathartic. But yeah, so this was a happy accident. I did not expect an entire film out of that time frame at all. Like, this was just like, whoa. I would say the biggest struggle was trusting the process and trusting that there is life on the other side of trauma. And when something horrific happens to you, you're in victim mode, that you're in survival mode. And that is what happened to me in 2013 in like fall of 2013. That's hilarious. I lost my job, and I was just like, dude, like, I just got a new apartment. This was all back in Omaha, and like, it just spiraled after that, and it spiraled. And thank goodness for my poetry, and I had been writing poetry for like 20 some years, but I hadn't like performed it. And I am thankful that I was like pushed to perform and, and get those emotions out. Um, but the struggle was I didn't really have time to focus on film as much as I wanted to. Like, I had tried a couple different times to try and build something, but it just never took root. And so, yeah, so that was being away from film, making film. That is hard for me. And now that I'm back into it, oh my goodness, like I feel 1,000 times better. So my goal for the film is just like showing people that, again, there's life outside of trauma. You can be a survivor now. Like, you can take those steps into becoming a survivor and out of being a victim. This is coming from a person who experienced a lot of, it was just an array of traumas. And all of that is, of course, in the film. But, but yeah, no, like there's life outside of that. And especially if you look like me, they want to limit, they being the powers that be or whoever, want to limit your experience. And no, 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 you cannot do that. You cannot do that. Absolutely not. Is there a favorite piece? That's hard. That's hard because the whole thing is my baby. Like, I love the entire thing. I have creative control over this. All the things. So what makes it into the cut that you will get to see is, that's my entire baby. It's taken 8 years to make and to, so, but to pick one is very difficult. That's hard. But I think my favorite would have to be the untitled piece that I did at Joslyn Art Museum, a part of a collaborative evening of poets for Vision and Verse. It was we all were brought together by Felicia Webster, and so I didn't know I was being filmed. I didn't. I just went up there and was like, I'm gonna do what I do. You know, I'm gonna do what I do, like, period. And so I get home, and then that's when I saw like all the video and things like that. So I think that is my favorite because that's when I understood that I would be transitioning out of Omaha. I didn't know how long it would take. I didn't know the time frame, but I knew that that piece was the start of me for real healing and getting to the other side and living a life, you know? So that's my favorite. So what is next for me? You can't see what that says back there on those little cards, but just know that there's I've been away 8 long years. 8. Trust me when I say there's a lot coming. That's all I can say. I don't really share much when it comes to my art until it's time to go. That's just how I move, and I will continue to move in that fashion. But yes, and just getting Phoenix Rise out and for everyone to see finally. Like, I put When the Levee Breaks, my first book, I put that out in like 2018. I was like, yeah, there's a movie coming, and everybody was like, okay, and I was like, it didn't come. So, but When the Levee Breaks is also in here. So yeah, that's what's next for me. So yeah, I'm just doing stuff, but I'm not really saying what I'm doing, which allows me freedom to really express myself. So yeah. Well, thank you for having me, and I look forward to this new adventure and this new this new phase of my life and artistic life at that. I'm really excited. So thanks for having me.